Okay, so that's very interesting. So when I was about 42, in human design terms, an adult, my south and north nodes changed.
Uranus opposition, right?
Yes. So I moved at that point. I started to move into gate 56, which is the seeker, the storyteller. And
Mhm.
I had always been a writer. And I had a best friend who also had 4 children. And she said, "Why don't you come with me on a writing retreat?" So I went for about 4 or 5 years in my 40s to Morocco for a week on a writing retreat. And as you said, I believe the writing brought me back into myself. So in before I agreed to the divorce, I had been on a writing retreat and I had written a piece for 10 minutes. And I started when I got back to turn it into a novel. And so I completely escaped from my marriage and from everything else, from all the super slaving and into writing. I would be mashing potatoes and I would think, that's the way that sentence has got to be. And I would run back to the computer and change it. And one day I was so busy, I realized we'd passed supper time. So I just laid out plates and I told the children to come. I said, "Children, children, come, come, come." And there was no food. And they said, "What are we doing?" And I said, "Today we're going to be breatharians. Just take a lovely gulp of fresh air, children."
Every mom's going to have to save that one. Okay, save that for those days.
So I always retained my sense of humor about the whole thing. But having that connection outside my marriage, I think helped me come back into myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
So that by the time, so in a sense, the design was just leading me where I was supposed to be. I wrote that novel and I sent it off, and immediately I got a publisher. So it was meant to be. And then I wrote 3 other novels over the course of my divorce.
Oh, wow. And did
So
you publish all of them or?
um, 2 I've never edited. Um,
So
because yeah,
what
can you
would,
imagine writing a 70,000 word novel and thinking, "Oh, I'll edit that one day." And I mean, it was so much work, and they're great. They're great novels, and I love them, and I loved writing them. They saved my life.
yeah,
They
yeah,
saved my life.
that's really beautiful. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing those deep personal stories.